What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite Titan build to run during Void Week for Battlegrounds. In this video, we'll be focusing on getting as many supers as we can, and then we'll be making our super last as long as possible. First off, we're on bottom tree Void, Code of the Aggressor. This tree gives us some good ways to get our super. First, we have Shield Bash, which is the melee ability, which we'll be using a lot to get our super energy. The reason we get so much super energy is the perk In the Trenches, which reduces the cooldown of our super when we get kills while we are surrounded by enemies. And if you've ever played Battlegrounds, you know that you are basically always surrounded by enemies. But to make this build even better, we are pairing it with the exotic gauntlets Doomfang Pauldrons. The exotic perk on these is Horns of Doom. Void melee kills give super energy. Also, while Sentinel shield is active, getting shield throw hits will extend your super. This is crucial. So not only will we be getting our super very quickly when we shield bash, but our super will last longer as long as we are hitting enemies with our shield. To add to the effectiveness of this build is another perk on bottom tree, Second Shield. It is fairly self-explanatory, but you gain an additional shield throw charge while Sentinel shield is active. This will allow us to keep our super up even longer. Now, the day I was running Battlegrounds, Grenadier was the modifier. I'm actually running 100 discipline, so I get my grenades very quickly. And that also brings us to the final perk on bottom tree, Superior Arsenal, which states grenade kills, recharge your grenade energy. Now, you might be thinking, why spec into discipline if you want to be getting melee kills for super energy? Well, the main reason is that throwing your shield while in your super actually counts as grenade energy. So by having full discipline, but Grenadier is the modifier, we essentially have unlimited shield throws. So as long as we are hitting enemies, we will keep our super active, as you will see in the background gameplay. The other reason for speccing into discipline is actually the new seasonal mods. The main seasonal mod we are taking advantage of is Elemental Ordnance, which allows us to spawn an elemental well when we get a grenade kill. And because we have Void and Grenadier as the modifiers, we will be doing that very easily. And when we pick up that well, we will activate Font of Wisdom. Picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants you a temporary significant increase in your intellect, improving the recharge rate of your super. So this will improve our super recharge rate for 30 seconds every time we pick up a well of light. And lastly, we have Hands On the helmet. This gives us bonus super energy on melee kills. You could also run Ashes to Assets, which gives super energy for grenade kills, but I only had an arc helmet. The reason I only had an arc helmet is because if you didn't know, you can only run the elemental well mods on armor from Beyond Light onwards. Armor from Season of Arrivals and before, which is 90% of my armor, cannot run these new mods, so that is quite unfortunate. The last piece of gear that really ties this build together is the auto rifle, the Monte Carlo. Whenever we run out of melee energy, we can put in damage on enemies to get our melee charge back. Once we have it, we can shield bash an enemy to get a big chunk of melee energy. Another perk you could run to reduce melee cooldown would be Momentum Transfer, which reduces your melee cooldown for causing damage with a grenade. The reason I did not run this was because I had anti-barrier sniper rifle on for dealing with the barrier champions. So there's a lot going on in this build, and when I was running this, I min-maxed my gear like crazy. I will have my whole build at the end of the video so you can see everything I ran. But the most important components you need on this build are just Monte Carlo and Doomfang Pauldrons. Because of the perks In the Trenches and Horns of Doom, you'll be getting a ton of super energy on melee kills. And with Monte Carlo, you can get your melee energy back very quickly. The rest of the stuff is just nice to have, and will benefit you even more. Plus, I wanted to play around with the new seasonal mods, so this was a good opportunity. So if you ever see Void and Grenadier as a modifier in the future, be sure to try this build out. As long as you have enemies around, you can keep your super up forever. The rest of the video will just be the whole Battlegrounds run with this build. And that is it from me. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you want to see more build videos like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. I'm hoping to get a video out on the Warlock that is even stronger than this build if you can believe it. So be sure to watch for that over the coming week. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for watching and take care.